Greetings, it is I, Mark, aka the Arachnoholic, finally out of hibernation and back with a new video. So, today we're going to be talking about the difference between New World and Old World tarantulas. And this video may be a bit more geared towards folks who are either considering getting their first tarantula or who are still relatively new to tarantulas. But regardless of that, I still hope you guys enjoy and find this video entertaining as well as informative. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And with that being said, let's get to the video. So, tarantulas can be broken down into two different groups based on their geographic location. Your Old World species describe those that are native to Africa, Asia, Australia, that whole part of the world. So, your ornamental tarantulas, your baboons, these all fall under that category. In general, these tarantulas tend to have less hair on their bodies when compared to their New World cousins, and are a lot of times more nervous and high-strung, especially being that they lack the urticating bristles that New World species have. In fact, short-haired and short-tempered is a great way to describe the majority of Old World tarantulas. Now, there are a few exceptions to this rule, but as a whole, Old Worlds are generally better suited for intermediate to advanced keepers, and are certainly not ideal tarantulas for handling. They are generally much faster moving, and many species can dart from one end of their enclosure to the other in literally the blink of an eye. The venom as well of most Old World tarantulas tends to be on the stronger side, with some species such as the Indian ornamental or the feather-leg baboon even having venom that is labeled as medically significant. Now granted, nobody has ever died from a tarantula bite, mind you, but a bite from one of these could potentially earn you a trip to the ER. New World tarantulas reside throughout North, Central, and South America. As a general rule, these tarantulas tend to be far less defensive than their Old World cousins, and the venom is much more mild on these species. Mind you, these are still big spiders with big fangs, so a bite can most certainly be very painful, but symptoms are typically going to be limited to some mild swelling that normally resides within a day or two. There are a few exceptions worth noting here, however, such as the Psalmopoeus genus, which includes the sun tiger and chevron, which are said to possess a venom that is significantly stronger than other New World species, though it is still less severe than the majority of Old Worlds. New World tarantulas include some of the most well-known as well as beginner-friendly species of tarantula, including the Brachypelma armoris/smithi, or the Mexican redknee, or the many avicularia or pink-toed tarantulas available within the hobby. While there are still some that can move quite fast, these tarantulas move a lot slower and are far more tolerant of disturbances than Old Worlds. Some can even be handled for short periods of time while showing little to no defensive behavior. Just make sure to handle your tarantula close to the ground so that there is no chance of it harming itself in the event that it jumps or falls. Also keep handling to a minimum, as it can still stress your spider when done too often. New World tarantulas also possess an additional line of defense that Old Worlds do not, and that is the possession of urticating hairs. These are special bristles that can be found on the abdomen or pedipalps of these tarantulas, which they either rub or kick off towards an attacker. Should they become lodged in a predator's skin, or even worse, its eyes, mouth, or nasal passages, they can cause intense itching or even rashes or temporary blindness. Some of the larger South American terrestrials, such as the Goliath bird eater, possess particularly unpleasant urticating hairs, which can cause painful blistering should they end up in an attacker's skin. There are a few New World species that lack urticating hairs completely, such as the Psalmopoeus and Tapiacinus tarantulas, but for the most part, a good chunk of tarantulas do have them, and most use them as their main line of defense before biting. Old world tarantulas completely lack urticating hairs, hence why they must make up for this by being faster, having stronger venom, and being quicker to defend themselves via biting. Alright, well that about wraps it up for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely like, comment, subscribe. Please definitely let me know if there are any topics that you guys would like me to do a video on, or anything you would like me to discuss that you feel would really benefit the community. I always love hearing from you guys, and that really helps support the channel as well, and helps me continue to put out more awesome videos for you guys. So, that being said, until next time.